Ends coming up at 9:35, but first Gordo's Corner brought to us by McDonald's.
Hey, thanks, Greg. My voice is kind of giving out, so just bear with me. I'm sure people in FM can hear me.
Oh, there you go. I just had a little frog in my throat. Wonder why that saying took. I have a frog in my throat. Not some other animal, not some other amphibian, if they're trying to go with that.
Because you're croaking.
Is that what it is?
Or maybe originally some guy had an actual frog in his throat and it was making him sound hoarse.
Okay, before we get to something that women do that men do not, I can't read any of this. Oh, okay.
What do you mean you can't read any of that?
I was trying to read your
English
writing down here. I thought you were passing me a note that says don't talk to Craig so much or something like that.
No, the story there.
Okay, gotcha. All right, before we get to the thing that women are doing that men are not, some great Jerry Jones quotes he did in an interview recently. One of them is he was talking about Romo here. He says, "We couldn't have a better quarterback. We just couldn't. Bill Parcells and I thought he was Italian." Okay. So he's talking about Romo. That's a weird way to take it.
You know, I think I did too the first time I heard about Tony Romo.
Really?
I thought he was Italian.
Yeah, I think I did.
What does it matter what you thought he was? Why did you have to think of him as being anything?
I don't know.
Okay, that was a great discussion we had. Anyway, Parcells and I thought he was Italian. Then we found out that his grandparents were from Mexico. We couldn't have a better quarterback with a background of Hispanic for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
Then he goes on to offer an opinion as to why Romo isn't liked. Now, just buckle in for this one.
Okay.
I think you got to be relevant, and I think he's very relevant. The people of football, when they watch him play, they watch his release, they see how savvy he can be. Then he's very relevant, and when that relevancy does not fit each of our idea of, boy, what he ought to be doing, where he ought be as a success, it's about expectations. All of that comes to play. I don't think Tony, from the standpoint of personality, I don't think Tony in any way is something inordinate enough to degrade on people. I just think it's a question of he's a guy who goes out there. He's going to try to keep the play alive.
What?
This is why fans don't like Romo. This is his explanation of it.
That was impossible to follow.
That sounds like Jiverly Wong's letter.
I can't even decode Jerry anymore.
The football
I used to
people?
be able to do it.
The people of football.
The people of football.
Yes.
I think you've got to be relevant. I think he's very relevant. The people of football, when they watch him play, they watch his release and they can see how savvy he can be. Then he's very relevant. And when that relevancy doesn't fit each of our idea of, boy, what he ought to be doing, where he ought to be as a success, it's about expectations. All of that comes to play. I don't think Tony, from the standpoint of personality, I don't think Tony is in any way is something inordinate enough to degrade on people. I just think it's a question of he's a guy who goes out there and he's going to try to keep the play alive.
Pretty good fake Jerry. You ought to do that more.
Yeah,
No,
that's pretty good.
That's the newer fake
Okay,
Jerry.
so what Jerry
Everyone hates.
means is people see him put up these great numbers, but he doesn't have championships. Is that what he's saying?
It couldn't be what he was saying because that's so much shorter than what I just read.
The people of football see him within his release talking about his ability,
And they talk
but the
about how savvy he
expectations
can
don't
be,
match up, right?
And he's very relevant.
So Jerry,
What does that mean? And he's very relevant.
Jerry answering the question, why is Tony Romo so disliked? One of the things he brought up was his quick release. That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. But, a lot of times the people of football don't make sense. That's insane. All right. Girls do it and guys don't really do it. What is it?
Well, I think we all know.
What?
Have babies.
Okay.
Eye
Good
makeup.
guess.
Have plumbing problems.
You don't think men have plumbing problems?
Gordon does.
I don't have plumbing problems. You ever known a girl who sneezes and urinates?
at the same time?
No.
By the way, mark that. I want my own sentence to be used out of context. No, I'm talking about something that I think we ought to do a segment on. If not this segment, some other
Is
segment.
that what we're doing now?
Yeah, well, kind of. This is a pre-segment, which I never understood that. Have you ever, you're pre-approved for something? How is that different than being approved?
Do you remember one time when Norm said, "Let me pre-say"?
Yes. Oh, God, that cracked me up so much. And at first, let me just pre-say. What the hell does that mean? To pre-say something. And then he went on to say something.
Right.
So how is that pre-say? You're just saying it.
Let me pre-say.
Let me just pre-say. God, I'd forgotten about that. No, I think this is an interesting topic because most guys dismiss this activity, and I think it would be great for all men to get involved in it. And I'm contemplating it. Yoga.
I've tried it.
Men don't do yoga, and
Some
yoga
do.
is seen as a chick thing to do.
Some do. Some football teams do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of NFL football players do yoga.
Yep.
Great Troy Aikman's done it.
But it has not really translated to popular culture at large. Still, it's seen as a women's thing to do, and you go into a yoga class, and there may be one or two guys in there, but it's 90% women.
I took a couple of yoga classes. This is probably 10 years ago, and I thought it was going to be stretching, meditating, and it was like gymnastics. It was really tough. Much more difficult than I thought.
And there's all different kinds of yoga. There's tougher stuff like that. There's the hot yoga where they sweat you out, and then there is more
Hot yoga. Check it and see.
My wife is obsessed with that.
with that song.
No, the yoga.
Oh, yeah.
Yoga.
Well, I think that I think that the slower meditative kind will really get you healthy because it helps your mind at the same time. This is one of those activities you can do that can treat the mind and body at the same time. And some reason we've just segregated it out to just women. And men don't even think about it because it's seen as the Starbucks sweatpants wearing mama thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they ought to market it to men. Get like a cartoon character to encourage men to do it.
Okay, here we go. He's going to recommend Yoga Bear.
Come on, why did you steal that? How did you steal that
Just
from
hold
me?
on. No. I want to give you a chance.
No, you just said it.
No. I want to give you a chance to come up with something more clever.
No. That was my joke and it made Craig laugh.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming, so I would have enjoyed
Thanks,
it.
jerk.
I didn't see it coming
Stealing
either,
my lines.
but I love it.
How was that stealing your line? I didn't know you were going to say that.
You just said, here comes the joke, Yoga Bear.
I was making a joke
going
like,
to be funny.
like he's really going to make this bad a
Trying to
joke.
get at
And
it,
I was
George.
then I was
better
tossing it
than
to
all
you.
the ridiculous ones you
What?
tried to
You're
come up with
swerving.
today. What
You're
was the one
swerving.
earlier? Tarot, whatever it was.
What?
I don't know. You just said bad ones today.
Tearaway is the
Yeah,
one he tried to
Tearaway.
work in
Hey,
this morning.
guys. Who are you? I'm Tearaway.
We
That's
all
not
just
nearly
blew-
as funny as Yoga Bear.
That is. I haven't heard that tearaway.
We
yet.
just
That's
all
funny.
blew that off when you tried to work that in
Rich,
last
Yoga
hour.
Bear is funny.
I
isn't
thought
it?
Yoga Bear is pretty funny. And incidentally, I would support a Yoga Bear to get men into it because I've tried yoga.
Hey, guys.
And that is one of the most challenging physical things I have ever
Yeah.
attempted.
Yes.
And so why do we see it as that's a wussy thing to do? That's a girl thing to do.
I wish I could stick with it too because I really think that, when it comes to like your back and your neck, it would be so much help because it strengthens everything like that.
I'll tell you my own reluctance to do yoga. Just general self-consciousness. I don't want to be the only guy in there.
I don't think
First
you
of all-
would. I think guys have already turned the corner on this.
The study in 2012, they did a study, the Yoga Journal did, and they found that of the 20 million people practicing yoga in America, only 18% of them are guys.
That's higher than I figured.
Yeah, well, that's higher than it used to be, for sure. But still, you made it sound like, I think, 40, 50% are guys.
I got a friend of mine
one or
who
two
was,
in every class.
a friend of mine was a big, tough college football player, and he swears by yoga now and said it's totally changed him.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to go to a yoga class. You can get DVDs. You can find it on TV.
And by the way, Gordon, you want to be the only guy in a yoga
Right.
class because all the girls help you and they think it's cute and they like that you're in there. You get great attention. being the only guy, and I've been the only guy in a yoga class, it's awesome.
Just try not to rip one when you have to put your leg behind your head.
That's the problem.
That's acceptable.
Was that a problem for you, Rich?
Yes. Right, George?
Sure.
Wait a second. You had that problem, Rich?
George does too. He just admitted it.
George has never done yoga.
I have two. I did it with a cartoon character once.
Oh, really? What cartoon character?
Yoga Bear.
All right, there you go, people.
See, now,
Everybody happy?
if I were in ticket sales, I would hear this segment, and this is an opportunity to get the Musers on the road at a yoga studio one morning
Oh,
to
what are you
promote
doing
it
to us?
and for us to all take a class.
Why are you doing this to us?
Wouldn't that be great? Funny if we took a class together?
I pulled my groin thinking about it.
How did you dress for it, Junior? You didn't wear the spandex.
Now, I pull my groin every day.
No.
Is that exercise?
I can't remember. I think I wore sweatpants and like a dry fit shirt.
Okay.
You can just go shorts and T-shirt. You're all right.
Yeah.
Can I wear a jersey in there?
But you're
Yeah, how's Gordon going to go? He can't wear jeans.
Yeah, I know.
I want to wear jeans and a jersey.
And you can't wear those brown or black shoes you wear all the time.
Specifically my kind of jersey.
Who are you?
Tara?
Tara who?
Tearaway jersey?
All right, that's the corner.
See what I mean?
It's 9:32 on
not
the
funny.
ticket.
I married Mr. Jersey, and then I became
Coming up
Tearaway
next,
Jersey. I originally married to
David
Yeah, I
Moore
got it.
joins us.
Yoga Bear.
The Ranch Report will start looking ahead to the Detroit Lions.
Anybody?
Sports